Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Luger. Thanks so much for tuning in here on Sunday, December 8th. A victorious Sunday for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Maybe a game that some fans didn't want to see the Jaguars win in Nashville, but the Jaguars break a 9-game road losing streak, beat the Titans by a final score of 10-6. The Jaguars are now 3-10. The Tennessee Titans are also now 3-10. Jags, they did hold the first overall pick in the 2025 NFL draft entering today. Looking like that's not going to be the case any longer. The Jaguars now with 3 wins, and the Las Vegas Raiders and New York Giants were both sitting there with 2 wins as well. Looking at those 2 football games now, the Raiders are down 21-10 with 4:56 left in the fourth quarter. And the New York Giants are down 14-3 with 7:46 left in the fourth quarter of that football game. So looking at those 2 teams, they're likely to lose and fall to 2-11. Again, the Jaguars are now 3-10. So the Jaguars, in all likelihood, will fall from the first overall pick down to at least third. Looking at the New England Patriots and what they have going on today, where is that football game? So Patriots don't play this week. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I don't think the Patriots play this week. So Jaguars will have the same record as the Patriots, and the Patriots have a easier strength of schedule than the Jaguars. So the Jaguars will fall behind the Patriots as well to the 4th overall pick. Looking at the Carolina Panthers, what do they have going on? They're down 16-22 against the Philadelphia Eagles. They're probably going to lose as well. And the Panthers have a weaker strength of schedule than the Jaguars. So the Jaguars will fall behind the Panthers as well. I think that is likely where the skid will stop there. So I think you're now looking at the Jaguars holding the 5th overall pick going into the final 4 games of the regular season. And obviously, if the Jaguars were a team that was quarterback needy, that needed to draft a quarterback at the top of the draft, this would be a pretty dire situation, winning a meaningless game, right, against a division rival. But that's not the case, right? So not going to be as big of a deal for the Jaguars losing this football game, or winning this football game, excuse me, and falling in the standings, right, for the first overall pick. But getting to this game, because I know y'all want to hear about the game, right? Getting to the game, this was one of the ugliest football games in the NFL I've seen in a very long time. And, kudos to the Jaguars they entered the final quarter down 10-6 or down 6-0, and they scored 10 points in the fourth quarter and shut out the Titans to win this football game, which just not something you've seen of this football team, especially with Mac Jones on the field, be able to do. Outscore a team in a quarter that way, 10-0. But it was an ugly game. 2 very, very bad football teams out there today. Will Levis, as we've talked about, the Titans quarterback, he has a big arm. He has a lot of talent. He also sustained or re-injured his shoulder there at the end of the half, with Josh Hines-Allen just masterfully getting into the backfield in a flash, slamming him to the ground, forcing a fumble, getting that sack fumble. Josh Allen did. So Will Levis did not have a strong game. Mac Jones overall did not have a strong game either, but he did enough at the end to help the Jaguars. And look, the second half, it was all about Brian Thomas Jr. 8 catches for 86 yards, all in the second half for Brian Thomas Jr. The Jaguars were not doing a whole lot to get him the football early on, but in that second half, they just started force feeding him the ball, figuring out ways to get him in space, get him the ball short, get him the ball intermediate. And there was a couple opportunities that, maybe if Mac Jones delivers a little bit better pass, or Brian Thomas Jr. is a little bit crisper on his route, could have had a couple more big plays down the field. But the Jaguars win this one, get to 3-10. Some other impressive performances on the day for the Jaguars overall. I thought that Jarian Jones was probably the defensive MVP for the Jaguars. I mean, he had in consecutive plays in the fourth quarter to get the Jaguars off the field, he had a big time pass breakup one-on-one against Calvin Ridley on a slant. And then he also had a sack the very next play coming on a blitz there. So I thought he had a great game. Multiple pass breakups, the big sack as well. He was also there at the end of the game on that final heave by the Tennessee Titans, trying to convert a 4th and 15, I believe it was. And yeah, you now see Tankathon has updated. Jaguars are sitting at the 4th overall pick, and that is not including the Carolina Panthers game, which has not. That Carolina Panthers game has not concluded yet. A couple of those games haven't concluded yet, but getting to 3-10, getting that third win does push the Jaguars down. I think they're going to end up with the 5th pick after this week. And, Jarian Jones, heck of a game. I thought Josh Hines-Allen made some huge plays. Thought Trayvon made some nice plays as well. Andre Sisco almost had a game-sealing interception at the end of the game. That was a really nicely drawn-up play. Foye, I thought, had some nice moments, but also had probably not his best game overall. The Titans, Tony Pollard had a good day on the ground, right? He was able to rack up 102 yards on 21 carries. And overall, the Titans averaged 4.5 yards a carry. So the Jags defense, rushing defense, did not really do a great job today. I thought that especially early in the game and at different times throughout the game, the Titans' run schemes and just their physicality up front just kind of engulfed the Jaguars' defensive front, which isn't a huge surprise. The Jaguars' defensive front has not been super formidable as of late. Just not doing a tremendous job. I thought Tyson Campbell did a really good job in this game overall. He was able to get a pass breakup against Calvin Ridley in solo coverage as well. You just look at this game, though. I mean, we can sit here and talk about it, but not super inspiring by either side. I think these are two teams that need a hard reset. They need to go into the offseason, figure some things out, get healthy. And for the Jaguars, I think they need a entire organizational realignment even after this win. Like, I don't think fans should be like, uh-oh, the Jaguars got to win. They're already mathematically eliminated. I mean, who cares? And if you're Jaguars owner Shad Khan looking at this game as, wow, Doug Peterson, no Trevor Lawrence. He was able to get his guys to go out there and get a road win against the Tennessee Titans, a division rival. I don't think that Shad Khan should be impressed by this win one bit. Were there some gutsy performances, some good performances? Yes, but you're talking about one of the very worst teams in football, in the Titans. And you have to eke out one of the ugliest wins you're ever going to have as a franchise on the road, breaking a 9-game road losing streak. Like, nothing about this is impressive overall. It still was not a well-played game by the Jaguars, and probably if they were playing 25 other teams, they would have lost today. Maybe more. So, not trying to give y'all sunshine and rainbows after this victory. But it was a victory. For those of you that want to see the Jaguars continue to win games, that's exactly what they did today. They'll play the Titans again in Jacksonville. They'll play the Raiders. They'll play the Jets. They'll play the Colts. So, if you want to see this team keep winning games, that's exactly what they did today. I wouldn't expect them to go on some run to end the season here, but maybe this is a little bit of a confidence boost for some of the guys. Again, I thought in the second half, especially Brian Thomas Jr., Jarian Jones played lights out, and there were several plays made by different guys across the board in the second half to help the Jaguars get this victory. It was a game of football. That's about all I can say, quite honestly. It was a game of football. I think that you look at these two teams and you can probably say the Titans, their lines of scrimmage won this game, but the rest of it couldn't get the job done overall. Jaguars only averaged 2.8 yards per carry on the ground. Mac Jones threw 2 interceptions. I don't know. Bizarre game of football. But the Jaguars got the dub. They're going to fall down to probably, like I said, probably fifth in the draft order, which for folks that were excited about potentially being able to maybe like trade down from one for a quarterback needy team, you now have the Giants and the Las Vegas Raiders ahead of the Jaguars. Those are the two teams that are most commonly linked to quarterbacks in this draft, right? You're not going to be trading down with your division rival Tennessee Titans in all likelihood. I mean, I don't know that, you've got Shedeur Sanders, you've got Cam Ward. Those are the two guys most commonly viewed as the quarterbacks that teams are going to be trying to vie for at the top of the draft. I don't think either of them should be in that position. Like neither of those guys is a Caleb Williams, a Drake May, or even a Jaden Daniels for me. I think Drew Aller should be in the QB1 conversation, quite frankly. Said that earlier this week as well. Before that pretty nice performance against Oregon. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content here, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we will be back for more. Again, a victory Sunday for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And look, it's the Titans. So, beating the Titans is always going to feel good for a Jaguars organization that has such a bitter rivalry with the Tennessee Titans. I've said it this week. I think that it is the most bitter and the best rivalry in the AFC South, which isn't saying a whole lot, but it's a hell of a rivalry. And the Jaguars were able to go into Nashville and get a surprise come from behind victory, again, scoring 10 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to win the game 10-6. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you happy the Jaguars won this game? Or are you disappointed to see them fall down the draft order? To me, it's probably going to end up being fairly inconsequential in the long run, and the draft order is not set in any way, shape, or form. I don't expect the Jaguars to go on a run here at the end of the season. You never know, though. Stranger things have happened. Again, thank you so much for tuning in and supporting this channel. If you want to support the channel further, you can check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I'm wearing right now. You can also become a channel member here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one.